Hello there and welcome back. This is Planet Chaos here with another game. This time it's Star Wars Jedi Power Battles on the PlayStation 1. And here we go. Let's do this. Oh dear. All of a sudden I have forgotten the controls. This is awkward. Hang on a sec. Yeah, there we go. And I'm playing as Qui-Gon Jinn. Yes, I know, the Jedi that died at the end of Episode 1. Alright, just trying to get the hang of the controls. This is perhaps one of the most mixed Star Wars games you'll probably ever come across. Personally, I think it's pretty good, although it is a complete glitch fest at times. Now there is a much better version on the Dreamcast. No, bugger off. Whether or not it's as glitchy as this, I don't know, because there's not many games I've ever come across where it's this glitchy. When I got this a few weeks ago, literally, I had the game literally lock up on me in the last second of level 1 and level 2. Which was 3 times in a row is just unbelievably irritating. So, if you're going to do a playthrough of this, have patience, that's all I can say. Stop shooting me. So I'm not used to playing as Qui-Gon Jinn, I'm used to playing generally as Mace Windu. Go. As you can see, the graphics aren't particularly anything special for the time, really. As I said, the Dreamcast version from the looks department is a lot better. But given the hardware the PlayStation is running, it's just not a particularly bad-looking game. It is very blocky. And basically, if you've never played this, I'd be surprised, because it's a fairly popular Star Wars game. I played this when I was at school, so another game that ironically makes me feel my age. But you know, stop shooting me. This game is another one of those games, kind of, in some ways, not like Rolling Thunder, but it's got those platform sort of segments in the game which just don't work very particularly well for this game. The biggest issue I've heard, and I know for myself playing it in the past with this game, is the camera. The camera on this game is just atrocious. Half the time you can't see what you're doing. But if you're able to sort of get past that, the actual game itself is pretty good. It's one of those early games where the camera is just shocking how bad the camera is. The only reason I'm doing these is because the more points you get, I think you can then unlock extra skills and stuff like that. New lightsaber combos, stuff like that. Because you will need that later on, because you've got to face oh god, what's he called? Darth Maul. Now the prequels are pretty much universally hated. Personally, myself, I haven't really been a big Star Wars fan since probably when the special editions came out, about '97. So, and that's a long time ago now, really. But you know, don't hate me. I don't mind the prequels. I think a lot of Yeah, I mean, they are janky as hell. I mean, some of the dialogue in episode 2, for instance, is cringeworthy at times, but it ain't... It isn't that bad. I mean, episode 1, I saw at the cinema. God, that makes me feel old. And, I mean, for me at the time, I'd never seen a Star Wars film at the pictures, apart from the re-released Empire Strikes Back. So, you know, it was an interesting experience. But yeah, the prequels are just universally hated. Right, now here comes one of those platform segments, which I really do detest. You have to really... I know there is an extra credit on here somewhere. I think maybe it's only on the easy mode. I'm not really sure. Right, I need to make sure this jump is perfect. See what I mean? Look at that, look at that. I'm going to have to now jump forward. See what I mean? Look at that. That is just... That's the kind of thing I'm talking about with this game. It's very, very tricky to jump and stuff. If you can get beyond how much of a glitchy game this is, it's actually a very good game hiding underneath. Some interesting ideas. Leave me alone. There we go. I'll hit him a couple of times, and then he'll go nuts. Ouch. You'll see probably if I get that far. This is sometimes one of those games where you get stuck on the easiest bits, like the platforming bits, which really are only difficult because the camera makes it so much harder for you to navigate because of where the camera sits a lot of the time. So let's take that for instance, right? I can't see because the camera... Oh, there we go, I can get him now. There we go. A lot of the time you can't see because the camera just sits in an awkward position, so you can't actually hit or duck or whatever you're having to do. Right. It's up. There you go. Right, he'll be dead in a minute. It's not as bad as the... I mean, I got that for my birthday when I was about 16, 17. Star Wars Episode 1, the movie tie-in game, which I had on PlayStation, and it was okay for the time, I suppose. It was one of the, at the time, licensed games, you know, I wasn't too fussed, but looking back at it now, it's not a particularly good game. And here comes another one of those platforming segments. Luckily, I have practiced a bit, so I should, without jinxing myself, be able to do this reasonably well. It's just about basic looking where the shadow is as you land. But as I said, yeah, this game crashed on me 3 times. Twice at the end of the first level, it just froze and just stopped, and I was like, what? And then, no, sorry, it might have been, and actually, sorry, 4 times, and actually 2 times at the end of the Naboo level. You have to fight this big bug. From what I've been read, this game isn't canon because otherwise Qui-Gon would be quite dead due to the fact that he dies in the film. I'm sure there must be people that like the prequels out there. I know sort of Star Wars fans are quite hardcore, but I mean, I'm hoping the new movie is pretty decent. Force Awakens, I think it's called. Trailer looks pretty good. And if anyone's interested, I don't know if I think it's still on. Star Wars games are on sale they're on sale on PlayStation Network, Steam at the moment, or they were. I'm sure they were. All the classic games from all the TIE Fighter series and stuff. Well worth it if you're a Star Wars fan. Okay, I got lucky there because normally that would have killed me. And there might even be some on sale on Xbox. I'm not quite sure. See what I mean about the bloody camera? Okay, right, let's try this again, right. I'm not quite used to playing as Qui-Gon. I've been playing as, is it Mace Windu? Gotcha. I'll show you a prime example of the camera in a minute. There's a certain bit that comes up in it which drives me up the wall. You literally pass through basically a like an inside sort of hangar, and you can't see as you go through it. And the camera, look at that. The camera doesn't lock it off, so you can literally fall down the sides, and it just kills you. There's no forgiveness at all. This is actually a very tricky game. I mean, it took me to get to about stage 8 or 7. It took me about 3.5 hours. It's a very long game because it's extremely cheap a lot of the time. And today was the British general election, and we have the Tories apparently are in again for another 5 years. Personally, I voted for UKIP. But I mean, I hope the Tories do a better job than the coalition, because wasn't the best. Certainly wasn't the worst. But anyhow, let's steer away from politics. Nothing good can come of it, basically. See, when you look at this, right, literally, right, would you die? I mean, you look at that, the game shows, I mean, it's obvious, I know where you go, but the game shows absolutely, there's no hint of where to go, nothing at all. Well, you actually, and you know, you have to go over there, and then jump, which isn't particularly, it's not particularly that obvious about where you've actually got to go. There are certain levels on this, like the Coruscant level, which is unbelievably annoying. Feeds Palace, where you have little, what are they called? Those Trade Federation robot things. Oh, and you can go down here. Is this a secret, or am I going to get myself? No, it's not a secret. Out here, yeah, that shoot at you. These robots on these little biker things. This is the bit I'm on about, right? Literally, I'm going to run in here, right? Nope, I got it wrong. It's the next bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, let's deal with these. The only thing good Qui-Gon Jinn's got is that. That is really helpful. Even though he's not necessarily the probably not the best Jedi on the game. Probably that honour probably goes to Mace Windu, possibly. Although there's 2 others as well that I haven't actually played as in a long time. So there's a female Jedi and some guy called Palong Tong, or I can't remember what he's called now. That's handy when literally you get swarmed, basically. Right. Let's see if we can pick up the secrets now. A bit of a points collector, I'm sorry, I know it might be annoying, but the more points I get, the more lives I get. And losing lives on this game is extremely easy. See, that in itself is an unbelievably irritating place to put something. And the only reason I know about it is because I've played it enough times now to sort of be reasonably good at the game. But even so, it's still really tricky. And another great thing about this game is you can't play with the analogs. No, you have to use the directional pad, which can be tricky if you haven't used the directional pad for a long time, because not a lot of games really use a directional pad anymore. Okay. Bugger off. Need some more life, and as soon as possible. Oh god, I got the battle droids that are coming up in a minute, or Digas as they say in the film. I gotta say, the textures on this game aren't particularly that pretty when you uh-oh, right. Oh, right. So Qui-Gon has some sort of electric attack or something. Let's get the life quickly. And also it's one of those games where you can do a move, but the AI can basically interrupt it and hit you, which is kind of unfair. But I mean, as I said, if you can look past all the issues this game has, there's a pretty decent game sort of waiting to be explored. It's really not that bad, it's just sort of, you just need a lot of patience with it. Now this is running on my PS3. And I've got to say, the PS3 Slim, this is the original Slim, pretty decent system, to say the least. It's got a bit janky over the last couple of years. I did buy it in 2010, so I've had a few lockups and crashes, and it has actually overheated once or twice on me, but it runs a damn sight cooler than the old PS3 Slim. Right, this is the prime example I was talking about. Literally, I can run through here in a second. Now I'm going to run through here, or walk, whichever. Now, the camera doesn't lock it off, lock the character off, so I can't fall. So literally, I can still move back and forth. So when I go through here, the camera doesn't lock it off. So when you come through this bit, as you'll see now, unless you walk, and even that's still, you know. And look at that, I nearly fell off. It doesn't lock it off, so you can, it's ridiculous. So you can just literally walk off the edge once you go past that without even knowing about it. It's one of those kind of games where you want to just put your head through a wall. Rewarding when you do it, but unbelievably irritating if you let it wind you up. So anyhow, yeah. So, and this is the boss battle, which is, yeah, it's pretty easy. We're off. We're off. I also like to oh, should have done that. Put a word out to if we're not going to butcher your name, the retro Mancers or Mancers, I think it is. I hope I haven't butchered your name, guys. Thank you for subscribing, much appreciated. You want to check out their channel for yourself? It's a very, very good channel. I've watched a few Let's Plays on there. Last one I watched was Home Alone, which was good fun. And Chippendale Rescue Rangers, which is another classic from the 90s. Oh, you sods, bugger off. I do have one more small video for Rolling Thunder 2 coming up. That was a great deal of fun, Rolling Thunder 2. You sods. that becomes a bit of an issue later on in the game when you're continually getting hit by stuff, no matter what you do. I'm on your side. Blow up. Stop. Irritating sod. Come on, blow up. Oh, bugger off. Will this thing ever blow up? Ah, gotcha. Come on. It will blow up eventually. Look at the popping. Look at the popping. That. Oh, you. Bugger off. Oh, I haven't killed him yet. Oh, there's another one. Shit. Thank you. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Oh, last time it did that to me, I was... Well, let's just say I was spitting fury a little bit. The first time was bad enough, but... The third time, I was about ready to put my head through a wall. I was like, God damn it! But it's one of those games, so if you do buy it, do be aware that it's a glitch first. I mean, I know games nowadays tend to be Q&A tested, and I'm sure games when this was made were Q&A tested, but this game I don't think was Q&A tested particularly that well.